I'm sure we've all had that situation where you've got a really good opportunity to photograph a bird or an animal, but for some reason the camera just won't focus. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 common reasons why this might be the case, and of course, I'll show you how to fix it. Number 1 might seem a really obvious one, but it's definitely happened to me, and that is that you're on manual focus. So if you're switched on manual focus rather than auto, it doesn't matter what you do, the camera is not going to focus at all. This could be on the lens, there might be a switch to manual focus on your lens, or it could be in the camera, or sometimes it might even be a combination of both. If your camera's not doing anything, make sure it's not on manual focus, and if it is, simply switch it across to auto. Number 2 is to do with moving subjects, and the problem here is that you've got your camera set to a single shot focus rather than continuous focus. So if you're photographing anything moving, such as birds in flight for example, then if you're on the single shot focus, it's just going to focus once and it's not going to continuously track the bird. It doesn't matter how good your technique is, how well you're tracking the bird, if it's not on the continuous focus, it won't be keeping it in focus the whole time. But a lot of cameras, it will be AFS for your single shot and AFC for continuous. On Canon, those are called one shot focus and servo focus, basically the same thing. Sometimes it might be at the bottom of the camera body. On the top, you might have to go into the menu. So if you find all your pictures are blurred of those birds in flight, check your autofocus setting, and if it's not on AFC continuous, switch it across to that and you should be fine. Reason number 3 why your camera might not be focusing, and this is to do with the focus limiter switch on the lens, and it's likely to affect you if you're photographing something very close or very far away. Now, not every lens has this, some do, some don't. They may give you an option of the range the lens can focus in. So on mine, for example, it can focus 4.5 meters to infinity is its full range. It can also focus 4.5 meters to 10 meters, kind of in the middle, and it can also focus 10 meters to infinity, more distant. So if you are having problems, particularly focusing close up or far away, check that focus limiter switch, and if you put it on its full range, hopefully that'll fix the problem. Number 4 is to do with the minimum focus distance of your lens. Now, this is definitely related to number 3, but it's specifically about the limits of how close your lens can actually focus. And if you go any closer than that, then it's simply going to be impossible. But how do we know if we're too close? We can't walk around with a tape measure, especially for wildlife. If I think I'm too close for the lens to focus, then I'll just back off a little bit. So I'd say take 3 or 4 steps back and try it again. And when it comes to photographing small birds, what I'd say is if those small birds are really filling the frame, then there's a good chance that you are beyond the minimum focus distance of the lens and you need to back off. And number 5 is that the camera just simply doesn't like the situation. Now, this could be down to a number of things. It could be the lighting, could be the size of the subject in the frame, it could be specific plumage, for example. If you want to know how to fix those tricky autofocus problems, then it's a good idea to watch this video up here. It's with a DSLR, but a lot of the information does apply to most cameras. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.